I know you guys like that shit. I'm just like honestly scared that I'm gonna somehow get like fucking a lot of angry people on my channel if I do that thing. Alright, first blood. You got your thing worded. This is a bad pink. You don't want to pink here ever, unless you know that there's a word there and you just particularly want to clear it. You know, like pinking here even makes more sense because there are chances that they put something here, but you're sitting in that bush, you know that they don't have a thing there. Oh no, is this one of those cheeses where he steals your thing? This might, yeah, it is. Okay, well, like, this is a very silly game to watch because, oh wait, does he die here? You guys, this is actually okay. I don't know if this is going to be very smart. The reason why, it depends on what that guy ends up doing. He might, since he did something as stupid as trying to counter jungle you there, he might do something even more stupid and try to counter jungle you at your blue buff. You definitely can't go out here. You're fucked. That's it. That's GG. Even if this goes well, there's no way that you can do anything anymore. Because... Alright, so is... Wait, what? Hello? Question mark pings. Okay, so what should have happened here is the Kayn goes into your left side jungle and the Yasuo make sure that you don't go into their right side jungle and then you're fucked. You literally have two camps and you're done. But he for some reason didn't go there because he actually doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Like honestly, he shouldn't have even done his red buff. He should have just after taking his race invaded you, because the thing about Evelynn is if the enemy is trying to stop you from invading them, you can't invade them because you have no way of running away. It's only like when you get like a special opportunity to invade the enemy that you can actually do it. And ganking bot lane here, how should I explain this? It's very silly because one, bot lane is really far away from the rest of your jungle. So it's like, you know, your jungle is your king piece and you're moving all of your important pieces away from your jungle. You're by going towards the top side, you're not only going to farm your top jungle, but you're also protecting your top jungle from being invaded, because if somebody tries to invade you, you see them, you don't necessarily have to fight them, but you see them, and if they try to still walk in, then you ping your allies, and your allies most likely will shove out their wave and then come and kill that person, right? So it's stupid of them to do that, especially as a Kayn. Kayn doesn't have fighting potential. He's more of a hit and run kind of jungler. So by going to the top side, you are actually protecting yourself from some kind of an invade. By going Krugs here is like, okay, I think you still have enough time. But because you're already behind, you've lost 1.5 camps from the enemy jungler taking your shit, and because you're already behind, you don't have the time to gank, and you definitely can't gank bot lane because it opens up your top side. So it's just, this should have been really bad for you guys. This, as soon as you see him there, you do not come here. This doesn't make any sense, right? Oh my god, it actually worked. Oh, did it though? Okay, it actually worked. The reason this is supposed to not work is because if you're fighting in here, so the nice thing is that you have lane pressure in the bot lane, so you get to have your support come here, but you don't actually have pressure in the mid lane, so their mid laner is going to come here. But overall, like, you shouldn't ever be able to get your charm and stuff off on him, and basically you're wasting time here. Because look, he like walks at you while your charm is charging on him, but all he needs to do is walk back, your charm runs out, and then he either tries to go in on you, or you just have to leave. There's no way that you take one of his camps here, right? Because his allies have easier access to the jungle here than your allies do. This is a miss. This guy is walking away from you instead of towards you, even though he knows that Akali is still here and whatnot. So, like, things are looking really weird. If people were playing better here, you would have gotten punished more. So let's see how much time you had. So he was already respawning at this point. I don't know. Generally speaking, when you are doing camps in the enemy jungle because of an enemy's death, you want to try and see when he respawns, and then try to estimate how fast he's going to be able to get there. Also, one thing, so like clearly it didn't work out here, but I don't know. I don't want to say too much about that. It's just a decision. Something to point out here is that you probably could have done this a lot faster if instead of putting your charm and waiting for it, what you did is you could have just went on it, and then after, do you have smite? By the way, you do. So after like 2 Qs, if you have smite, it's after 2 Qs, I think. And if you don't have smite, it's after 3 Qs. You can just walk back and charm this guy, and as you're walking out, burst him with your charm as you're leaving. Because you don't want to wait for the timer while you could still be damaging it, you know? It's just better to use your W as you're like here leaving to like here, and then just snipe it with your Q and smite it at the same time. So that's like a little thing, but overall I think you're playing crazy over aggressively right now. It's kind of worked out for you, but generally speaking it probably will not, especially since you're like in the long run. It probably will not, especially since you're up against, right now you're up against a fairly weak early game jungler. Like, you just hit level 4, and like, this is when I usually hit like level 5.5, or like, I'm getting close to level 6 soon, right? And you just hit level 4, and you have 3 camps. So, to me, that's just fucking insanity. If you want to play like this, just play like Xin, you know, Xin or Camille. Talia's getting nerfed soon. It's really good early game junglers. I need to look at a chart of them. I feel like Graves might be able to do this okay. He can just walk into the enemy jungle and farm, maybe. I don't know. I don't wanna... Oh, Lee Sin. Yeah, but Lee Sin's hard. Rengar's good. Udyr's okay. I don't like to recommend Udyr to people because Udyr's weird. Rengar is a good example, though. But yeah, like, this is the first Wraith camp that you just did. The reason you got counter jungled in the top lane here is because okay, so let me tell you one thing here. When this happens, you're supposed to take these camps. I was talking about something else, so I didn't really express that very well. But like, you have to kind of understand that when you're standing here, when this happens, you kind of have to go, all right, there's no fucking, like, walking up here is okay, but as soon as he walks to the right, there's no fucking way you catch up to this. There's no way. So you just gotta go farm. Did you guys kill that guy? Oh, you didn't. This, but, okay, so... This, what just happened here, shows me that you're gonna struggle. If you keep playing Evelyn, you're gonna struggle with her. Because Yasuo is actually really dumb here. Because he has vision of you walking into here, right? So what Yasuo has to do here is just walk towards this river and he's completely fine. They just eat this minion and walk away from you. He can see you coming. He just walks at you, actually. But what this means for you is you are using time that you could be using to farm to attempt ganks. And I'll tell you right now, if you attempt more than 2 before level 6, and some of them are ones like this where you have no right to get a kill from them, or even like like this one, nothing should have happened. He just walks away, nothing happens. You're putting yourself behind a lot, because this is an opportunity cost. You could be getting gold right now in the jungle, right? So I guess the thing is, like, yes, you're playing against bad players, so you can be more aggressive and like secure kills and stuff. But the problem is that you're going about this wrong. You shouldn't be trying to be more aggressive on people that are in safe positions and just hoping that they make mistakes. Like ganking a level 5 Yasuo that is like on the other side of the lane as a level 3, that doesn't make sense, right? We all should understand that this doesn't make any fucking sense. You're level 3, he's level 5. And like, I think the original question that you had for me is, how do I deal with people that invade really crazy, like who have a lot of invade pressure? I'll tell you why you have such an issue with people that have a lot of invade pressure on you, is because you never take your camps. And if your camps are always up, then chances are they're going to come in, they're going to steal them, and what's worse, they're going to be super ahead of you because they got 2 different jungles. They got 2 sides of the jungle. So at this point, it probably is okay for you to go to bottom side and farm your bottom side, because you have respawn camps on the bottom side and stuff. But like, I don't know, man. The gank mid lane should have never happened. You should never lose your top side jungle here. So ganking as level 5 versus a level 6 laner is super risky, because if the enemy jungler is anywhere nearby, you are probably dead. They can easily kill you. You're very vulnerable. Could he have killed you here? Let's see. Use your Q. He could have killed you. He could have. He just didn't use his Q. He definitely. Does he have ignite? He does have ignite. All right, you should be dead here. If this was a better player, you're dead, because Q, Q, Q. He had plenty of time to Q you there. Q, ulti, ignite, and then like, I don't know, auto attack or Q and you die. 100%. He's just a bad player. That's why this worked out. Ah, you die here. Oh, that's just a misplay. This is something that you learn over time. Is after a gank, going back to your jungle is risky if you're low HP. So bushes to watch out for are this one, this one, this one, and this one, and this one, and basically every single bush in your jungle. This one, not usually. People don't usually sit like in the back. They usually sit close to the camps or whatever. But yeah, that's like unfortunate that happened to you, but just keep that in mind. Even if you know, if you're low HP, even like instead of going like this to give yourself more vision is pretty important. Just to give yourself more time to react, and also be very like watch your screen, be very ready for something to happen and whatnot. If you're walking through this bush, throw a Q at it, see if your Q hits anything. You know, if you're going up to this bush, throw a Q at it, see if your Q hits anything. Check bushes, be careful. You can see why. You're still level 5. You can't be ganking like this. Your time here is better spent warding. You have wards up and you should have bought pink wards. Oh my god. Bro. Holy shit, that's so insane. Okay. You don't go into the enemy jungle like this. When you're level 5, you don't go into the enemy jungle. You wait for your camps to respawn. You know that your Wraith camp is coming up soon because you took your Wraith camp a long time ago. You know it's coming up. You're like 1 camp away from 6. Just sit in this bush until that shit happens. That's not balls. That's a death wish, my friend. Not 29 CS, it's 28. But anyway. Check this out, man. It's very good to be aggressive in the early game with Evelyn. Oops. It's very good to be aggressive in the early game with Evelyn, especially versus bad players. But you need to understand how to be aggressive. You don't just want to run at the nearest thing that you see moving. What you want to be aggressive against is stuff like this. You know, the top laner is pushed up under your tower. Yeah, you could go and kill him. You know, like let's just go back. It's almost to the point of the game where they start to just crush you guys. So whatever. I'll just go back and let's just watch the lanes as this plays out, okay? Bot lane is pushed in, but it's pretty hard to gank these guys. Let's see how top lane is standing here. Top lane is pushing. He hasn't walked in. Bot lane is fighting. After you do this, you gotta check to see if they... Oh, that guy just dies. I wonder if she recalls. That guy's recalling. This guy's kind of overextended, but you don't have HP and he's level 6. So bot lane has kills. Who has the most kills? Your mid laner. Fair enough. Alright, this guy's not pushing out. Bot lane is pushing out. I think your best bet here is hitting 6 and then just playing bot side. I thought that Aurelion Sol was pushing out more, but he's not really. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so the biggest mistake is just ganking before you have 6. And invading the enemy jungle in an aggressive manner. When you invade the enemy jungle, you want to do it as a defensive kind of thing. You want to do it by trading the jungle, not necessarily going in. Alright, never mind. I thought maybe I would, if I went back, I would see them being a little bit more over aggressive and whatnot, but they're really not. They're kind of just chilling. The thing about Evelyn is that if you stall out the game just a little bit, you want to go back and around him. This is a little bit hard to do, but you might still get it. Nah, sorry. You want to get behind him. Alright, let's see how you use your camouflage. Okay. You have to re-stealth. Don't show him that you're walking at them. He'll know that you want to fight, and then he'll be prepared for it. Uh-oh. Yep. Re-stealth. You do not have flash. Proper way to do this, he's hugging the right side. You hug the left side. Try to get behind him. You stand right here. You need to use your smite. Smite him, smite him, smite him, smite him. I think he's still dead. He is. I could have been better. So you go over here and wait for him to push through, and then you use your charm. He can't fight you if you use your charm. If you don't use your charm, you guys are equally matched. He has damage, you have damage, but if you use your charm, smite him and cut off his escape route, which he's gonna try to run just back towards his tower. Go like this. You can actually kill him by E-ing him. By E-ing him. How do I explain this? You have to understand the limits of Evelyn, and you need to play around those limits of Evelyn. This game, we have seen you get early game kills, but I can tell you right now, the only reason you got early game kills is because the enemy was playing very, very silly. You're not using your camouflage properly either. What you just did here just shows me that you don't really feel your camouflage very well. You see one person really low here, right? And you're trying to come from in front of them, but you can't do that as Evelyn. You always want to come from behind. There's no point in walking back here and going like this. You're here, just get over here, get behind them on this side. If they're hugging this wall, you hug this wall, and then you see what happens. You see that this guy is low, and you clearly want to kill him, right? So you just, if you're standing right here, it's very easy. If you're standing right here, wait, you might even be able to kill him here, but anyway, if you're standing right here, you see him going towards the right, you walk with him towards the right over here, like this. He sees you now. You can't let somebody see you and not do anything. If somebody sees you, you're already casting spells on them. But you were supposed to stand here. He's walking like this, and then you meet him here. If you're gonna do this, what you're supposed to do is, right as he can see you, you're supposed to throw a Q at him. Right now you throw a Q at him, and then right after you throw a Q at him, you cast your W. This will slow him, and it will ensure that your Q hits. If you can see a person walking, they're low HP, right as they see you, you want to throw a Q at them. Now, the reason it's better to be standing here is because when they run somewhere in this direction. You can angle yourself better. Ideally, when you throw your Q, you want them to be walking towards you. Because what's going to happen is when you throw your Q, if you're standing here and he's walking in this direction, while your Q is flying, he's walking at you, closing the distance between you guys. Alright? And once your Q hits and you use your W to slow him, now he's going to turn around and try to run, but he is slowed 65%. He can't run from you. You walk at him, you use your hate spikes and your smite, and that will proc your electrocute, and it will actually kill him. You won't even have to go in. He's low enough where your hate spikes, electrocute, and smite will kill him. He won't even be able to react. But walking like from, like, this is like okay-ish, but walking from the side is just not good enough. Casting your spells after the person already sees you is not good enough. Because if you cast your spells before the person sees you, they can't react to it. You can just test it out yourself. And the range on Q is bigger than your camouflage range. So you should be able to hit your Qs when they can't see you. But you have to get as close to them as possible and then Q. After this fight, things go downhill, but we can take a look at one more fight. What items do you have? A good amount of items. You got good items. I like them items. Good Garen? There is a Garen here. What's up, Reesty? Reesty, I actually was able to get Master Tier end of season, which was really cool. I fucking did it, man. I lost it almost immediately after, and the games since have been kind of a shit show fiesta. I'm doing really well. I was able to get a full night's rest yesterday. I took the day off, and I relaxed, and I feel really good after that. I had some friends over my house, too. So I'm feeling great. You know, the games that I've been playing recently have kind of been bumming me out because it's this weird mix between half of the people caring a lot for some reason and being really angry at the other half of the people that don't give a shit. So it's like really toxic and really like, you know, just crazy games. You don't know what to expect. But I've started full muting everybody, and I've kind of like the games are much more enjoyable now when I can't see them type. Props to you and your hard work. Thanks for always wanting to try in the games I get you. Of course, dude. Like that's the fun part of the game is playing, you know? It's so frustrating when people just start typing and everything, so I never do that shit. It's always fun to play with you too, man. If more people had the mentality of like, let's try to like think of some way to win the game and whatnot, this League of Legends would be so fucking fun. It's just that people have this like thing where like one thing goes wrong and then that's it. You gotta start typing. Alright, anyway, again, when you go into the fight and they can see you, you should already be casting your abilities. Right here, you probably want to... Well, first of all, you don't want to fight this because it's a 4v3. You know that 2 of your people are topside, so you definitely don't want to fight this. But if you are going to fight this, you want to fight their ADC because their ADC is much less tanky. She doesn't have a shield, she doesn't have wind wall, she doesn't have all the bullshit that Yasuo does. So you want to be going on the ADC, and you want to be casting your abilities before they can see you. Same thing that I said last time, except this time it was also a bad fight. Yeah, your biggest thing, man, you don't actually think before you do something aggressive. And in League of Legends, you're not going to be able to climb very high if you do this, because one mistake is much, much, much more punishing than, like, you know, letting your teammate die or something like that. There's such things that, like, one mistake can snowball the game out of proportion, and if you just do aggressive things, you're opening yourself up to being punished. And if you do aggressive things without first thinking, like, is this possible? Like, can I get anything out of this? Then you're gonna get punished like that, and you're gonna have games snowball out of proportion. Now that doesn't mean you're not gonna have good games, because sometimes, or not even like when you're playing against bad players like this, it's gonna be not that crazy to have even like 2-3 games in a row where like you get your first 3 random attempts to go aggro work, and you're 3-0, and now it's actually proper to go aggro because you have the early lead, so you have an easy time of killing everyone. You have a gold advantage, you have a level advantage, and it's really, really easy to actually, you know, keep growing your lead and stuff. And then your playstyle is going to be so good, and you're going to be fucking like 10-0 and stuff, and you're carrying, and woohoo, we're playing well. But realistically speaking, you're getting to that point incorrectly, because you are getting there by making mistakes and just having them work out because the enemy team is making more mistakes. And your games will start eventually to feel very, very coin flippy, because some games you will do so well and carry, and some games you will literally just feed all game long and have a very, very bad time. And it's because your mindset is, I gotta go aggro, and it's because there is a high chance of just, you know, success or failure, but in the long run it's going to be more failure than success. Just, I'm telling you this from personal experience. I used to play like this too. How do you fix it? Focus more on farm than on killing people, and move from there. Don't start with super aggro and scale back. Start with super farm heavy and scale up. So start by clearing your jungle really, really efficiently, and then make sure that you don't miss opportunities for ganks, and just understand what your champion is capable of, and then do those things. So what Evelyn is capable of is ganking people that are overextended, ganking people that are low HP. Those 2 things are possible. If both of those things are not a thing, you can't gank them. And don't even try, because you're wasting time that you could be using farming. I'm not going to go any further, because the game, you guys don't even get any kills basically after this point in the game. It's just going to be team fight after team fight of you guys dying.